Would you say that, obviously you have some super engaged users and, it's a whole spectrum, as with kind of every company that we work with, is you kind of go down the spectrum towards those that, maybe aren't quite as engaged. They're not sharing as much or, perhaps really at all. Do you think that there's a correlation to those folks and just kind of a general level of comfort or aptitude with being active on social media in general?
Yeah, I think the thing that I've always kind of subscribed to is like there's a 99-1 rule, right? Where you have that top 1% who's going to be constantly active. They get social media. They're always on. They're always engaging. It's part of their natural routine. You have that 9% of people who are kind of getting to that point. They are familiar with it. They're fairly active, but like it's not their top priority to be on social 24/7. And then you have that 90% of people who are kind of just like looking at stuff, don't necessarily want to engage, but this is where they get a lot of their content from. And so for me, I try to focus on that 90 and that 9% of folks, because I know that 1%, they're good. They're taken care of. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. I'm trying to build a pipeline to increase that 9% of people from that 90%. A lot of people are checking Facebook. They're maybe doing a couple searches on Twitter, but they're not really engaging. And so now, like, just getting them into a mode of, you're already looking at a lot of content that's probably already social content, or you're on a social network. Now just start contributing to it. And then now you can build a social authority within these channels that make you sort of that advisor that we want.
Anything you found to work, kind of thinking about that, bottom majority of, 90%? I mean, as far as the things that you're starting to kind of experiment with, what's maybe working?
I think the thing that we've seen that's kind of just working is giving people training. Like for us internally, trainings and guides are our biggest key, because, just getting people familiar of what are all the actions you can take on Twitter? What are all the actions you can take on LinkedIn? I think there's a lot of things that don't come natural to people to be curious into seeing, like, what does this button do? What will this do? I think just getting people a clearer picture of these are the opportunities that you can have on these social networks.
Yeah.
This is how you engage, like just making it super simple for them from at a basic 101 level of like, this is what Twitter is. This is what LinkedIn is. This is how you build up your profiles. Like those basic steps kind of get people familiar with it. And now we start to build out more trainings that are like, this is how you create the right post. This is how you build engaging content. This is how you actually share from the tools that we have internally. Like we're trying to slowly build that momentum up to the point where we've given you all that we can do. And if you need more, we can do some in-person trainings, but at the very basic level, you are covered. Like you have almost no excuse anymore to not share content. And at the end of the day, like we want them to share the content that is most comfortable for them, that they become the experts in discussing if people do start to engage and comment on their content. Like we want to be able to put them with their best foot forward, and enabling them to be that person that customers or prospects can come to.
Hey, this is Jason behind the scenes running the mixer board. Just want to say thanks for listening, and catch a new Everyone Social Bitecast every week from everyonesocial.com/blog.